Hello friends, let me introduce myself. My name is Arlentariany DWI Putri with NPM 224111041 Management Class 22A MBI. In this video, I will discuss about corporate organ stakeholders. This session presents an in-depth exploration of the organizational structure within a company and the importance of stakeholder involvement in the practice of good corporate governance. The material is presented by DWI Tirta from the Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Teknokrat, Indonesia. Upon completing this topic, students are expected to gain a comprehensive understanding of the formal internal organs that govern a company and the roles of various stakeholders who influence and are influenced by corporate operations. To begin, corporate governance relies heavily on clearly defined authority within a company. This authority is embodied in what we refer to as the company's internal organs, those with the legal and structural power to make decisions, enforce policies, and represent the company internally and externally. These organs include the General Meeting of Shareholders, the Board of Commissioners, and the Board of Directors. Each of these has a distinct function, but they work in tandem to maintain order, transparency, and accountability within the corporate environment. The General Meeting of Shareholders, often abbreviated as GMS, is considered the highest authority in a company's governance structure. It is the main forum through which shareholders can exercise their rights. The GMS has exclusive powers that are not delegated to either the Board of Commissioners or the Board of Directors. These powers include ratifying the company's annual reports and financial statements, appointing and dismissing key figures on the Board of Commissioners and Board of Directors, and determining the allocation of profits, such as dividends or retained earnings. However, shareholders not only have authority, they also carry obligations. They are required to adhere to the company's articles of association and to comply with all applicable laws and regulations. They must refrain from misusing the company's resources for personal interests. Moreover, they are expected to evaluate the performance of the company constructively, ensuring that it continues to operate effectively and ethically. In exchange for these responsibilities, shareholders are granted specific rights. They are entitled to participate in GMS meetings, cast votes on strategic matters, receive timely and accurate information about the company's financial condition and operations, and benefit from profit distributions. In addition, shareholders have the right to understand how the principles of good corporate governance are being implemented, and to receive explanations from management when necessary. Next, we focus on the Board of Commissioners. This body is appointed by the GMS and is tasked with overseeing and advising the Board of Directors. The primary role of the commissioners is to ensure that the company is managed in a way that aligns with the interests of shareholders and other stakeholders. They monitor company operations, ensure that strategic decisions are implemented appropriately, and provide constructive feedback and direction to management. They are also obligated to report their supervisory activities to the shareholders through the GMS. While the Board of Commissioners supervises, the Board of Directors executes. The Board of Directors is responsible for the day-to-day management of the company. It is the decision-making arm that oversees operations, ensures compliance with legal and regulatory obligations, develops and executes business strategies, and represents the company in legal and commercial matters. This board acts on behalf of the company both inside and outside of court, and bears full accountability for its performance. But corporate governance does not end with these internal organs. It extends beyond the boardroom to encompass a broader group, stakeholders. Stakeholders are individuals, groups, or organizations who either affect or are affected by the company's activities. They include people who work within the company as well as those outside of it, and their influence can be either direct or indirect. Stakeholders are categorized into two primary groups: internal or primary stakeholders, and external or secondary stakeholders. Primary stakeholders are those directly involved in the company's internal processes. These typically include shareholders, employees, and members of management. Their interests are closely tied to the company's success and stability. On the other hand, secondary stakeholders consist of individuals or institutions not directly involved in operations, but whose interests may still be impacted by corporate decisions. This group includes government agencies, non-governmental organizations, the media, suppliers, customers, and the broader community. Their expectations and demands can shape company policies, influence public perception, and impact the company's license to operate in a social and environmental context. It is essential for any company aiming for long-term sustainability to recognize and engage both types of stakeholders effectively. Good corporate governance requires a proactive, transparent relationship with these groups, ensuring that their rights are acknowledged, their voices are heard, and their welfare is considered in company decision-making. Ultimately, the successful implementation of corporate governance depends on the balance and synergy between the internal organs of the company and its external stakeholders. A well-governed company is one that respects authority, enforces responsibility, and fosters open, ethical interaction with all parties involved. This structure is not only fundamental for legal compliance and operational excellence, but also serves as the backbone for trust, growth, and sustainable value creation.